All right. I typically don't like using the C word before December, the C word being Christmas, because for me, I think that by having too much stuff too early, by the time you get to the day, it's kind of a bit old hat and you're a bit tired of it all, right? But this year, I'm throwing everything out of the window, all of the rules, because just creating something in my home for Christmas might make me feel like 2020 is nearly over. And that's something I'd really like to happen. So today I want to talk to you about advent calendars and give you some ideas about what you can do if you've got one of these not pre-filled versions. So obviously you can go and buy them from the shops and they're lovely, but typically I find that they're very expensive for a very small amount of chocolate. And so, you know, if you've not got a lot of time, go for that. But if you do have a bit of time and you want to do something a little bit interesting with your advent calendar, then stick around and we'll go through some ideas. So for the last probably 18 years, I've had a felt advent calendar that had little pockets in it and it had little Santa Claus at the top, and that's what we used with my son. And I think for me, I was trying to be, you know, uber mum and say, oh, we shouldn't have chocolate, so let's do something interesting instead. And some of the ideas I used were having Lego pieces in each pocket so that they can kind of create something every single day. Another idea would be to grab a puzzle that fits into the pockets and put the first 24 pieces in, and then in your stocking on Christmas Day the rest of the puzzle, so it can kind of be created day by day. He's kind of getting a bit old for that now because he's gone off to university, so we're changing it up a little bit this year, and I decided to get a nice more adult version of an advent calendar that we can go ahead and use, which I'm quite excited about. It's quite pretty. It does light up. You won't be able to see because of all the lights I've got on, but it kind of works with some of the decor in one of the rooms I've got, so it might be a 24/7 kind of 365 piece of decor in our house, but you know, I quite like it. So it's great to have one of these, but what do you do? What do you put in them? Well, you can go for throwing some sweets around. You can go for your average wrapped chocolates, and that's cool and very simple. But perhaps for somebody who was more into makeup, you can go ahead and pick some of those really tiny pieces of makeup, like little eyeshadow pots, and I've got some little lip balms and stuff that would fit into something like this. If you've got somebody who's interested in art, maybe go and get one of those packs where you've got the little tiny pots of paint. You could put some of those in. There's lots of items in the world that are small enough to fit into this box, so it's up to you to find whatever you want. But this year, as a family, we've spent a lot of time together, but we haven't spent a lot of quality time together because, you know what, when we get to sit down after work, we haven't got a huge amount to say. It's not like, oh yeah, last week, do you know what so-and-so did in the office? And so I think I'd like to focus this year a little bit on having some relationship goals and putting some ideas in the boxes specifically for our relationship, and just to kind of remind us to spend some quality time together. So I have a list of items, which you won't be able to see from that far away, but I will share this with anyone who comments, please give me the relationship goals, and little ideas like having a lunch date, or making a recipe together, making breakfast in bed, planning something for next year, printing out a nice picture for us both to put up in the house, that sort of stuff. So just really nice, small, couple-y activities that we can do. And as a family, I've got a whole other sort of page here of some ideas. Again, making paper snowflakes, donating to a food bank, calling somebody who rarely hears from you. And, you know, if you've got some people that are maybe a bit more isolated this year, getting together and calling Great Auntie Doris as a family could be quite a nice treat for them. So within some of these ideas, I've considered things to do for each other and things to do for people outside of the home. So baking cookies for your neighbours, or recording yourself singing a silly festive song and sharing it with friends and family. So lots of little silly ideas, helping each other, making a bird feeder, whatever. Anything that you can think of. Now you can obviously use my ideas, or you can make some of your own, but I think it's a nice way to kind of prepare you as a family for the day. Some of these ideas are to make holiday decorations, Christmas decorations, or to decorate the outside of your home for other families to enjoy. Getting in the car and going to a nice spot and having a coffee or a picnic if you've got the family. Lots of these ideas are really easy, many of them are free, so it shouldn't really be something that's too difficult to do, but it's quite nice in the run up to Christmas to have some Advent ideas to help you prepare for the season. Now, if you don't want to spend money on something like this, your first idea could be to make something. So this is very silly. It took me all of 3 minutes to make, but I cut up some toilet roll tubes into quarters and then wrapped them in toilet paper. It's not toilet paper, tissue paper, you know, for wrapping presents. It's just what I had in the house. Stuck them to a piece of cardboard, and now you can literally rip them open as you get to the right day. So that's kind of useful. Obviously you want to make sure you fill them before you go ahead and stick them, because with this one you have to make sure it's in there. Another idea I had for a homemade version of an advent calendar, my muffin tins have 12 holes in them. So 2 muffin tins wrapped in wrapping paper, and you can get some decent sized things. You could put matchstick toys in there, you know, matchbox toys, that's what they're called. Not matchsticks, not for kids, that's bad. But yeah, you can put your little gift and your little note and maybe a chocolate inside each one of these, wrap it with wrapping paper, and then it's as easy as popping your finger in to rip a hole and you can get out whatever your treat for that day is. Obviously you'd put numbers on the days, otherwise it'll be a free-for-all. So I'm going to go and spend some time cutting this up and dropping them into here, and I hope that this gives you some ideas for your advent calendar if you feel like doing that this year. My name's Karen, this has been The Agile Life. It's been great chatting to you. I hope to speak to you soon. If you want to catch up on some other things like making life a bit easier, ideas for around the home, decluttering, etc., then hit subscribe, because we're a new channel. Massive appreciation to everyone who already has. If you want some ideas for family stuff or relationship stuff, I'm happy to send it to you. Just comment below. And if you want some other ideas for maybe you've got a blended family or housemates or something, give us a shout and I'll make some up. But yeah, have a super time, and I suppose I better get on with building my Christmas tree. Catch you later, bye.